is going on?
Kind of gets off all the pores, all the oils.
It's quite big.
It's kind of like eating someone's hair.
Italy brought us the tiramisu, America created the apple pie, and Japan invented the mochi. Let's see what Thailand brings to the international dessert table. Join us today as we visit a traditional Thai dessert cafe to taste their colourful, unique and bizarre desserts.
We're here at Baan. It's a peaceful dessert cafe tucked away in the back streets of Bangkok that has little to no tourists in sight. Now we are on our very first dish of this amazing little dessert fiesta that we have going on, and the very first one is called Poon, which is like a ball of like pandan leaves, juices mixed with corn and then some coconut milk as well. So colourful. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have it in one bite, but I think so. Ooh, so wobbly, look at it, jelly, jelly, jelly. This looks delicious. Oh, we get the crunch from the corn. It's actually really nice.
I'm going to try Bualoy. They're little flour balls and each colour is sort of a different flavour. So green is from pandan leaves and blue is from pea flour and a bunch of other different colours and flavours. There's also coconut in there and it's all drenched in coconut milk. Quite surprised that it's warm. I just thought it would be cold for some reason. The coconut is really strong and delicious because obviously coconut milk and then there's coconut chunks in there. The pea flour balls themselves are really, really plain. Can't really taste anything. I just sort of taste coconut and then flour balls.
Next up we have the Klong, which is like a tapioca flour dumpling. Now, it sounds interesting, but you dip it in and it kind of looks like nuggets. It's just not appetizing. Not too much flavour, it's just like rice flour and coconut milk. There's also sesame seeds sprinkled over the top, but yeah, not too much flavour. One thing I love about the Thai desserts, and you see it on display here, is just the colour. So vibrant with the colours, like compared to Western desserts, we're always like browns, whites, golds with their like chocolate desserts. Here, because it's not really chocolate based, it's just so colourful and bright and it's just so exciting. Coconut ice cream you see in Thailand is white, but with the colours, look at that, a lovely like kind of baby blue, it looks beautiful. Ooh. Oh, that's delicious as well. Okay, we're dunking in the ice cream with the Klong to kind of give it a little bit more flavour because it was a bit plain. The coconut ice cream definitely gives the Klong a little bit more excitement and doesn't make it so dull, so definitely recommend adding in some ice cream to any of these desserts, a little bit more plain.
I'm going to try Plakrim Kaitao now. I think this may have backfire. It was a big dessert and I saw it and I went, I want the big one, but I've just found out that it is stuffed with salted bean paste. Not sure how I feel about that. So many different textures going on. You've got this texture of this like thick sort of jelly from the outer shell of the ball and then this really smooth paste on the inside. Then you've got the liquid from the coconut milk and then you've got this whole crunch from coconut bits and sesame seeds. So a lot of different textures in that, which I quite like.
Next in line we have a dish called Plakrim Perk, which is a rice flour mixed with taro. Again, a very curious looking dessert. The last one I had looked like maggots. These ones look like leeches. A little bit more flavour than the last one, but still quite plain. I think it definitely needs the coconut ice cream. The coconut milk doesn't add too much flavour to it, and the rice flour is so plain. We are onto the little treats. I'm pretty excited. It's like having a little snack party in front of me. They all just visually look so amazing with different patterns, but we eyed up the first one, which is the orange little cupcakey flour thing, which this is called a tom yip. Don't know what it is. Just orange little party in my mouth. Oh, just like a soggy wet cake. It tastes nice. I don't know what the flavour is. It's kind of like an orangey cake taste that, yeah, it's just like, it's just like you've got a cake and you've just like drenched it in water for a few hours. It's a bit weird. It just like dissolves in your mouth. final little item of this party orange plate is Phoi Tong, I think it is, and it's like strands of egg yolk. It kind of looks like females' hair that gets stuck at the bottom of the drain in the bath. Doesn't look too appetizing. Kind of like a cakey texture. Very plain. These all kind of have a similar flavor profile.
Next up is Chor Muang. Now, we tried to Google Translate to figure out what is inside of this, and apparently it's stuffed with chicken and peanuts. I'm not quite sure how that works as a dessert. Maybe Google was wrong, but let's see. It's stuffed with chicken. What is going on? Chicken and peanuts. What? It tastes like a satay dumpling.
We thought the lettuce was just for show, but we saw the picture and we're like, it could possibly need to be wrapped up like this. We're not entirely sure, but we thought we'd give it a go with the lettuce and see if it changes the flavor. Oh, so good. After tasting it, I think the lettuce is supposed to be part of it because it definitely adds to like the flavors. It kind of reminds me of a club sandwich from like a high tea in Western culture, but the Thais have, to be honest, they've done it better, let's be honest. That's delicious.
So this is a very pretty flour dessert. I have no idea what it's called or what's in it, but here it goes. Oh, it's quite a thick, it's a very thick jelly. It's very, very sticky. There's no flavor to this one, nothing. I think it's just plain rice flour.
Kind of gets off all the pores, all the oils.
We don't know what half these desserts are. I've picked up this one, and if I had to guess, it looks like coconut jelly with mango bits in it. So soft. It's such a weird texture. I really thought it was going to be a bit more harder and a bit more jelly-like, but it has a bit of an eggy taste to it. I don't know if that's left over from something else, but it definitely tastes a little bit eggy. I do like it. Probably not for a dessert for me. It's not very sweet.
I do love, like, you know, my caramel slices, my brownie slices. But this just, I can't say it's the most appetizing looking thing in the world. I think underneath is, it almost looks like a soggy rice berry, which is like kind of purple rice or taro rice with like an eggy custardy topping. We have no idea what it is, but it's really good. It's like a sticky rice with like a kind of an eggy custard topping. That's actually really good, like not too much flavor, but it's all about the textures. That's what we're really finding about this whole kind of dessert, is that the flavors aren't like boom in your face. It's all about like soft mixed with crunch, and that kind of like, that hits the spot, I gotta say. Aren't they so cute? Just like a little squash, a little ducky. Oh. I think it's like mung bean candy. Looks cute, tastes miserable. Yeah. Not sure what this is. We got some more coconuts on the top. I think this might have been the same things that were in some of the coconut desserts. By the looks of it, I think it's just like a pandan jelly. Delicious, soft jelly pandan. There's a pie in my mouth.
So these are the final two. They were two slices that looked exactly the same, just one was white with yellow bits in it and the other one was yellow with white bits in it. So no idea what they are again. Here it goes. It's quite big. Thick and gooey and sticky. It has coconut inside of it. I think this one will be much the same. I think this one has mango bits inside of it, and that's what's giving it the citrus flavour to it. Thailand isn't an overly sweet nation. The flavours are extremely subtle. They are definitely for a more refined palate than me, but the textures are absolutely amazing. I love how they play with the different textures.
Yeah. If you're keen to try some like traditional Thailand desserts, then this is definitely the place to come. You kind of get to avoid your typical mango sticky rice that you see everywhere in Thailand and get a way more authentic experience. If you're staying in like central Bangkok around the touristy areas, it's definitely a bit of a journey to get out here because it's like a 30 to 40 minute taxi ride, but it's definitely worth the trip. So don't sleep on that subscribe button, hit that bell.
And say hi to us in the next video.